File management is essentially very easy and straightforward, but a lot of people still get confused about what different file types exist and where they're found and things like that. This song here, for example, which hasn't got any parts in at the moment, but this song resides in the E drive, in the directory or in the folder somewhere in Paris, and the song's called somewhere.all. .all is the ending for all Cubase song files, and it means that this file saves all settings, the mixer settings, the track settings, the patches that you've chosen for each of the instruments, the tempo settings, the master track settings, everything basically that you've worked on in the song is all saved in one of those files, .all files. All the file operations are usually carried out within the file menu, which is right at the top here. So the ones you're going to be using quite a lot are new song, open, and import audio file, Midi file, maybe a recycle file. You use close sometimes. A save song is very important, and if you want to change the name of the song, you use save as. These are the most important ones that you need on this menu to do all your saving and file management basically. So let's start by opening a new song and we'll see what happens. A new song, I click on it, and I've got two options. I can either enter a new file name or place it in a different directory, or I can press cancel. That's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to cancel this field here for the time being. And as you can see, Cubase loaded in a new song, but this song is called DEF. DEF stands for default, and it is the default song file that is always loaded into Cubase whenever you start a new song, completely fresh song. This default song file is in your Steinberg folder under program files on your C drive usually. I can show you where the default song file is by going to File and selecting Save As. Save As brings up the directory with the default song in. I could just save it under a different name, for example, in the same directory. But I thought I'll also show you that if I go up here, that you've got your Steinberg folder, you've got your Cubase version, you've got your VST plugins, the AISO folder as well, and inside of this folder here you've got the default song file. If you wanted to, you could add something to this one, save it under new name. Let's do that for now. Save, and now we've saved it as DEF1. Or if you go into Save As again and save it under the original one, under the default, and then do a save, it'll ask you whether you want to replace the original one or create a backup of the original one. Because they're more or less the same, I could either do replace or backup. It wouldn't really matter, and in fact I'm going to just cancel this here, since I haven't made any changes. Now I want to open a new song again, but this time I want to work on a song in a musical way. So I'll select new song again. That's fine. I'll close this song here. I don't need to save it, so I'll just press discard. It's a standard message. And I want to work on the song Moody Blues. So I've set up a little list of folders up here, and they're named according to the songs which they are or that I'm working on. And this one is the folder for Moody Blues. If you wanted a new folder, you could just create a new folder and give it a song name, whatever you're working on. Let's call it Hard Life. That's the song Hard Life, and may as well just stick with that one. So I'd open the Hard Life folder and create a file name, which is also called Hard Life. You could call it hard or anything. Save the file name, and then Cubase automatically asks you whether you want to create a new folder called hardlive.audio for all your audio files you're going to record later on into the hardlive.audio folder. So I'm going to press select, and let's have a look at the top line again. I'm on my E drive. This is where I keep all my tunes. Hardlive is the folder for everything that's related to the Hardlive song, and this one is the Hardlive song file. And if I look at my directory, there's the Hardlive folder. Down here is the Hardlive song file, and these files here are placeholders. You might have seen them as well. Placeholders for all the different audio channels which you might have, or which you've enabled. They're all just only 1 kilobyte long. They're classed as wave sounds, but they don't really contain anything. You could safely delete them, which is exactly what I'm going to do. I'll delete them all. I'm keeping shift pressed when selecting all of those at the same time, and because I don't want to just move them into my recycle bin, I keep shift pressed and hit delete, and I'm going to delete all those 16 items. And then here's the hardlive.audio files folder, which is empty at the moment. But you can see I've got a song folder here, Hardlive. Inside that one I've got the hardlive.all song file, and inside the same folder I've got the hardlive.audio folder for all your audio files. And if I then want to back up Hardlive, or if I want to stop working on Hardlive on my hard drive, I can then just pick up this folder and burn the whole folder as it is directly onto a CD-ROM, and everything that's related to that song stays with the song on CD-ROM, and I can then just shelve it basically. Now you might be asking, why do I make so much of a deal of having like one little file down here on its own? The reason for that one is because when I work on my tunes, I don't just stick with one file here like that. I might end up having a tune like this, and I call this one version 1. Sometimes I put the 1 at the beginning, 1 Hardlive. And if I change the tune, let's say I've got lots of parts here. Now this might be my version 2, so I'll save it as version 2. And then you can see that I'm very quickly building up song files which I'd like to keep hold of, because after a few days and you've worked on your version 23 or 25 or so, you think, oh, you sort of liked the idea of version 18, you liked something about it, and you just can't roll back from where you're at the moment. So I can always quickly go back into those songs again and bring parts back up again, which I like. For example, you could make a few changes to this one here. Let's say I take the middle bit out, I save it, I call this one number 3 Hardlive, and I'll give it some description. I say deleted middle bit, and then when I come to look for it on the hard drive, I've got the version number here, and I've also got a little bit of information about what I've done to this version. Obviously I'm not going to just save lots of empty parts. This is usually whenever I've worked on something for maybe an hour or 2 hours, or I do a radical change to the song, then that's when I usually come up with a new version number. And you can also read it on the top here. We're in the E drive Hardlive folder, and this is the song we're working at the moment, version 3 Hardlive, and here I've deleted the middle bit. Sometimes your audio files folder goes astray, and you can always double check in options, audio setup, audio files folder, of whether the audio files folder is actually the one which comes up in here. And as you can see, it isn't quite. The folder which is here is Hardlive, and everything that you'd record in audio would go into the Hardlive folder, but not into the hardlive.audio folder. So I'll click on this one, open it, double click, press select, and now everything I'll record should go into this area here and go straight into the hardlive.audio folder. Press select, and let's see whether it did the trick. I'll set up a track. Down here I'll double click, let's say call it talk, and I'll make a file of me talking. I'll check which input I've got here. In one left. Yep, that's me. Enable. That's fine as well. The mono file should be okay. And while I'm doing it, I may as well do it properly. So we're going to panels, VST channel mixer, channel 1 or in one left here. I'll click on the input monitoring button, and as you can see, the LED lights go on and off with my voice. So basically Cubase is receiving my information, my talk information, which is quite low at the moment, but that's okay. And I'll hit record. I don't need the click, I'll hit record. And as soon as it starts to record, I can talk a little bit more now. It'll probably only do a 4-bar take up until the right locator because punch out is switched on. And as you can see, the activity stopped and the recording has stopped as well. That doesn't matter for now. All I need to do is to check whether we've actually recorded something. So I'll check on the hard drive again, go into the hard live.audio folder. These are all the placeholders again. And there is our audio file, and it's called talk. And it also appended the ending of the song that I've worked on onto the file name as well. This is because a lot of people end up recording loads and loads of audio takes, and they work on 5 to 10 different songs at the same time, and then accidentally they realize that all their recordings have all gone into the very same folder, and then it's very difficult to find out which recording belonged to which song. So Cubase helps you with this one by adding the name of the song to the end of the audio file, so you can quickly distinguish where they come from. But some people don't like this. Some people prefer just to have the file name talk.wav for a wave sound, and that's all they need really.